Hey everybody, it is Wednesday, December 18th, and I'm coming back to do a, 5-week, actually 6-week postpartum update. So, baby girl is now 6 weeks, and she was born November 13th. Via C-section, a repeat C-section. As all of my kids are, or were. This is baby number 9. And so, for anybody wondering, the rule on C-sections, there are actually no rules. The doctors will try to persuade you probably after the 3rd one to have a tubal because of the risk. Sometimes they even go 4 C-sections, but after that it's pretty much, it's a doctor's choice. They don't want to deal with all the scar tissue and all the I don't know, it just takes longer. The more cesareans you have, of course it's major surgery, so the more you have, the more complicated it gets, but it is not impossible. So don't base your decision to limit your children if you have to have them by cesarean based on what the doctor's telling you. Yeah, the doctor told me after the 4th one, actually I was ready to sign. They brought me the papers after I had my son. He was number 4, 5, something like that. And I declined at the last minute just for personal reasons. So, yeah. As far as this time, no, I did not sign any papers. I have not done anything permanent. That we're trying to push Esure. But of course you have to go back after 3 months to get checked. And I have to deal with insurance through my job. So, being that it's an expensive procedure to have that 3-month check, I don't know what all it's going to cover yet, so I have to look into that. But at the time of delivery, I did decline a permanent birth control. So, yeah. As far as having more children, if you guys watch my Q&A video, you know how I feel about that. But at the same time, a lot of things have changed relationship-wise and things like that, and I have to take that into consideration. I had a difficult time after delivery. Right now I'm dealing with high blood pressure, in which that's why I had to stay in the hospital longer than normal. I think I was in for 8 days total. I had to be put on 2 types of blood pressure medication after we tried a cocktail of them. So I'm trying to take that in consideration, that it's a really high risk, having high blood pressure and being pregnant and childbirth, and then just taking care of the other kids. So I don't know where I'm at right now. I just know I didn't do anything permanent yet. But other than having a high blood pressure, everything went fine with the cesarean. I didn't have any complications. It took probably about 45 minutes for the entire surgery. And pretty much I was given a tummy tuck again. She kind of cleaned up all the excess scars and things like that. And everything's fine. My only finding was after I came home, I think 2 days later, I kept, the numbness wore off. I'm still kind of numb, but, all the numbness wore off. All the swelling went down. And I discovered a lump on my right side, in my ab. And so when I went back to the doctor and I talked to her about that and I let her check it out, and she brought in another doctor and she checked it out as well, they came to the conclusion that it was called a seroma, and that's just a fluid pocket, and it feels like a little ball. It has gone down, and the deal is, usually they drain through the incision, or they just dissolve on their own into the body, because it's liquid. Nothing, not a hernia, not cancerous or anything, but develops with repeat cesarean. So that's what I am dealing with. I still have it. It's a lot smaller than it was, so I'm not really concerned. But it's not draining through my incision. My incision is completely closed, and everything is fine with that. Let's see, what else can I say? You guys know I told you about wearing a belly binder after your deliveries, and that's cesarean or vaginal delivery. I recommend wearing a belly binder, and you can order one through your doctor. Let them know you want one before you have baby, and they'll have it ready for you, or even afterwards. And you just put it on and wear it pretty much as long as you can during the day and during the night, and it will help significantly with your shrinkage of your abdomen. So let's see if I can kind of show. I left my pants undone, but yeah, this thing is so it's not really doing too much anymore because I've shrunk so much. I lost about 30 pounds out of delivery room, and so yeah, I've lost so much weight that my pants are just, I mean, this is with the binder. I mean, really, I can stick my hand in there. They're really, really loose. But yeah, this is what it looks like on. And like I said, it's really not doing too much because I've lost so much weight. It's just that pocket. If you have a cesarean, you're always going to have this pocket. Sorry to say that. There's nothing you can do but get it lipoed out and get a tummy tuck. And I have a friend of mine that actually did that, but it took about 15, 16 years before she actually did hers. So here's the belly after all the babies, and my stretch marks are all from baby number 1. But yeah, this is pretty much what's left, this flap of skin. And no matter what I do, it's not going to go away. But this is my belly. It's really, you see, as flat as it's going to be for now. Sorry, Mama. I'm going to try to deal with her. As far as the incision, let me see if I can get that. Sorry if I'm being a little TMI graphic, but that's probably as close as I can get it without being too graphic. But yeah, it's pretty much a tiny, tiny scar. You can't even see it, but it's there, and it's just one scar now. So yeah, like I said, there's the belly. I'm not holding anything in, just this flap of skin. And the only thing I can probably tone up is this right here, the little love handles on the side. That'll go down. But in total, I've lost how much weight? I have lost 46 pounds, 47 pounds, and it's been a month. I attribute that to nursing and my diet. I tend to not take being pregnant as an excuse to eat, give in to all the cravings, eat for two. I eat healthy. I mean, I always eat healthy, but during pregnancy, just healthier. Like if I was sick, healthy. I mean, just totally clean eating, no junk. I'm not a junk food person anyways, but occasional cake on a birthday. But other than that, that's it. So yeah, and even now, I eat. If I can get a meal in, I make sure I try to have at least dinner, a decent meal for dinner, full course meal. For breakfast, I'll probably just do some eggs, turkey, bacon, and maybe like some soup or a sandwich or some sort of maybe leftovers or a tortilla wrap or something like that for lunch with fresh vegetables and fresh fruit. And that's pretty much it. If I get hungry, I'll snack on some cheese crackers or some peanut butter crackers or something like that, some popcorn. But yeah, I'm not eating is not my focus. I don't really have a lot of time to eat, so when I do eat, I have to make it count. And cutting sugars and things like that out is really important because it makes me tired, and I don't have time to really have downtime. Dealing with all these kids just running around, and we're always on the go. So, yeah, I think I'm doing pretty good. I think one of my pregnancies, I lost about 40 pounds. And of course, I only gained, 8 pounds, I think, 7 pounds this pregnancy. So I end up losing a lot more getting pregnant. So, yeah, that's my quick weight loss trick. You want to lose a lot of weight, have a baby. Doesn't work for everybody, but yeah. But I can imagine with nursing baby, she's exclusively nursed right now, that I'll continue to lose and probably max out in a couple of months. Maybe around 60, 70 pounds. I don't know. But yeah, the thing with that is all my clothes are really dragging the floor, which I hate. All my jeans are, they're like a couple of inches too long now. They're really too big in the waist. My belt doesn't fit. So I just look really blah. I need new clothes. And, yeah. But that'll come in time. What else I can say as far as recovery? Recovery was not terrible. The numbness is still there somewhat. And just this week, I started feeling a little more pain, I think, because I was doing a little more. Babies are getting a little heavier, and carrying her in the car seat is a little more strenuous. So I try to limit that still. I drove home, really, from the hospital. Don't recommend that, but it's what I had to do. As far as having help, I am the help. So I didn't have any help from jump, just coming out of the hospital. I had to really tackle everything. But I didn't do anything that first couple of weeks. But no housework. I had to do some laundry. But I had to take care of the little kids because they had a virus, stomach virus. So during Thanksgiving, it was really, really hectic. And I was by myself. The big kids were gone with their father. So, yeah, that was no fun dealing with the virus. And as a matter of fact, I can recall last year when I had Aaliyah, I came home and the twins had the stomach virus. So, doing diapers for all of them and just keeping up and dealing with baby, trying to nurse. That was really crazy. Trying to eat. I managed to cook a turkey, and we kind of used that for a couple days. And when I was able to feed them and when I was able to eat, that's what we ate. Turkey and green beans and some stuffing. And yeah, we just kind of hung out and took it easy for the most part until the other kids got back home. I'm sorry, I'm staring off at the baby. She's kind of getting restless. But, yeah, I pretty much had to be on the go, as soon as I got back home. Everybody is, still in school, so the routine never really changed. I would have pretty much liked to stay in the hospital for all that treatment, and I didn't have to worry about my meals, things like that. But all the interruptions in the hospital, again, that was kind of crazy, especially with my condition. I had doctors and nurses in double time. All my 2-hour blood pressure monitorings were done twice because they always had to double check, and they were done electronically and they were done manually just to double check. And so that kind of got to, a little tedious. But, I just kind of took it easy and took care of baby. I didn't have any problem resting with her. I think maybe one time she had to go to the nursery, and I just let them keep her, for about an hour or two. And I got some sleep because I think it was that first night, or maybe it was the second night actually. I had not been able to sleep at all, and I was just extremely tired. Walking around. I got up and walked the next day, and walking helps. You got to get up out of the bed. I can't say I was actually in labor and delivery for 2 days, because when I went in the hospital was full. Maternity, labor and delivery was full. And I kind of, was joking with the nurses. I said, people are not trying to bake babies anymore. It's the holidays. They want to get out. They want to have these babies and get home for Thanksgiving so they can bake these turkeys. And that, they said all the babies that were being born were early. So that was the deal when I went in. And it's a pretty big hospital. So I had to hang out in labor and delivery room for 2 days before I actually had a room in mother baby. And that was fine. I mean, it was no different. The room is a room. But actually the postpartum room was actually bigger. It had a couch. So when everybody came in, they were able to sit down comfortably with the couch and all the chairs. As far as delivery, all the kids were there in the waiting room. Dad was in the operating room with me. And everybody got to see baby right after she was born. And that's something that normally doesn't happen because they're usually at home. But my going into my doctor's appointment that morning, I think was about noon. And she sent me over to the hospital, which is right next door. And we were actually scheduled to have the cesarean around 4, maybe 5 o'clock, because my blood pressure was high when my doctor checked me, and We did it twice, and she said, I'm going to send you over to labor and delivery so they can monitor you and check. Because I just started feeling sick, and I told her, I said, I feel like I did the day before I had the twins. I just started feeling really sick. I had a bad headache, and I pretty much was done. So that was her push. She said, we're going to go over there, and then we'll decide from there what they say. We'll determine what we're going to do. But she said, we're probably going to have to deliver you today, and that's what we did. She was not the doctor on call. She was actually working. There was another doctor, which I was comfortable with. So she actually did my cesarean, but she had to push me back because there was an emergency. And by that time, it was around 6 o'clock when I went, got prepped for the delivery. And all the kids had been picked up from school and daycare, so everybody made it back to the hospital. And like I said, baby was born at 6:53 p.m., which I've never had a baby at night or in the evening. They've all been born in the morning because they've been scheduled cesareans, usually by 9. I think the last one was born about 9:34 in the morning. So, yeah, never at night, but it was an experience. And of course, she was just perfect, and I'll get into that in her update video. I'm going to try to record it after I finish this one. So yeah, I think now I'm just now starting to get back, you know, in the swing of things. The kids are going to be out of school this week, so I don't know how my recordings are going to go, but my plan now is baby is going into child care at the end of the month, and I'm going back to work sometime after the first of the year. I need to, I think, take a few more weeks just for my sake after, well, probably a week after I get baby in child care. Just to kind of straighten things up around the house and get back on track. I've had a lot of other issues I've been dealing with. So I need to kind of, you know, get back on track, because I know working and, well, going back to work is going to be a little bit of a challenge. I haven't really mentally thought about it, but so far getting everybody up and out of the house in the morning has been pretty much okay. Get up at 5:45 and get them going, so that's been pretty much okay. And then we're usually back here by 8 o'clock, but yeah, just running around doing various things during the day. I haven't been able to rest a lot. So, but of course, if you have help, it makes it a whole lot easier. What did I have to do? I did not do, one thing I didn't do was my Group B strep. You guys know I was 35 weeks, and I said 35 weeks, and that's it. That's as far as I'm going to make it, and that was it. And at that appointment, it was, I think you do Group B at 36 weeks normally, but you know, we were calling it quits that day, and there was really no need because I had never had a positive test before. So we just went in and, you know, did the surgery, and that was it. Anesthesia, that's something I forgot. I had a problem my last cesarean. It took anesthesia 30 minutes to figure out that he needed help. And I never had that problem with anesthesia. It always worked, you know, pretty much right away. But for some reason, the spot was just not there. Okay. So after, you know, a half hour, I was getting really frustrated. I'm going to clean that up. But yeah, frustrated and ready to tell him, hey, put me to sleep because this is not cool. And he finally said, I need to go get somebody else. And he got somebody else. And I had a lot of problems with that. I still have back problems. I can still feel that spot. It's really tender. I don't know why he had that problem. The doctor told me this time he had a difficult problem as well, but it didn't take nearly as long, and it didn't, I didn't feel it. But he said, yeah, I was definitely hard to administer that spinal to. So I don't know if maybe my spine is misaligned or something like that caused that issue. But hopefully I won't have the same back problems, or it won't increase this time. Yeah, sorry for the let's see what else. I don't think there's really anything else to update on. Bleeding stopped after the second day, actually. Of course, if you have a cesarean, they pretty much clean out everything. So from what I hear, I've never had a vaginal birth, but this bleeding for 3 to 6 weeks or whatever is unheard of. I've never done it. I've never had to experience it, and I'm glad. So yeah, that's the perk of having a cesarean. They kind of suck out everything, and you don't have to deal with all that postpartum ickiness and things like that. But it was really light to begin with, and the flow just eventually just went away after the second day. And of course, a red flag is if it's not normal. It just depends on the person. But if you start, noticing that bright red, heavy, flow, then that means you're doing too much after your cesarean. You need to sit down. That is dangerous because you could open your incision and then, get an infection, and you have to go back in and get re-sewn up, and that's a hassle. So I really take it easy because I don't like the staples, and I don't like having them taken out, so I just pretty much chilled. The one thing I didn't do, I didn't walk around in the hospital. I just walked around the room. I didn't feel like leaving the room personally. Yeah, I'm lazy. I was in heaven, just really enjoying a vacation. But they encourage you to walk around and things like that. Once you're up and ready to go, just get up and walk around outside the room. This particular hospital, I delivered my third daughter in. Yeah, well, my 13-year-old in. And so I hadn't been to that hospital in 13 years, and it, like I said, it's quite a big hospital, and they had changed a whole lot around. Was not in the same room. I did recognize that, but it's pretty big room from what I remember. So now what I'm doing is, like I said, baby girl is exclusively breastfed, and I have pumped a couple times, honestly not a lot. And the one thing I noticed from being in the hospital to now is my supply is not as flowing as it was, and I'm going to attribute that to that medication, that blood pressure medication. And being that I know what I know it lowers your supply. So I'm gonna have to talk to the doctor about something. But the thing is, all blood pressure medication is gonna lower your supply. One of them I was on last year. It diminished my supply after about 3 months. So I'm not really too happy about that. I don't want that to happen this time. But if you guys followed me on Facebook, you saw I posted a picture of what I had pumped after the second day. My milk came in the second day, and that was because I just constantly nursed her, just on demand, round the clock, and really just pushed it, and it came right on in with no problem. So I was able to pump a lot that first time I actually pumped. But like I said, now I have not really started building a stash because she eats so much that I don't have time. Maybe one time a day I pump, and I'm not really getting a whole lot to do anything with. So that kind of concerns me because I have to go back to work. But worst case, if we have to do formula, I'm not going to, fall over and, shoot myself in the foot. Baby has to eat. But I do have a hospital grade pump, so that's really not the issue. And then I have a manual, which a manual pump is really good to have for quick fixes. Sometimes you get engorged and you just need to empty. So lastly, let's see, what have I taken? I did go pick up fenugreek, and I'm slowly incorporating it. I haven't seen that much of a difference yet, but it takes 6 weeks. Even when you're taking 3 to 4 pills a day, 3 to 4 pills a day, 3 times a day. And I encourage just slowly doing that. Work your way up. Start with 3 and then build up to 4, because it can cause an upset stomach. It can cause stomach cramps. I've heard people say it can cause diarrhea. So if you just kind of increase it slowly over the days, you'll see the increase. And usually within maybe the 3rd or 4th day, you'll get that maple syrup smell. Oh yeah, that was one thing. And like I said, I just started taking them 3 days ago. But when I first nursed this girl, after a couple of hours, I started smelling that maple syrup smell. And at first it just, I was looking around for food because I didn't know what it was. And it was just the strangest thing. And I thought, I know this scent, but I haven't taken anything. And I guess it was just leftover breastfeeding hormones. The lactation came in, and I don't know, but that's never happened before, and that's just totally weird. And you may think I'm crazy, but I know what I smelled. So and I'm not or overly conscious about it, smelling like that, but it's a pleasant smell. Sometimes it can get on your nerves. But yeah, to just, know that I hadn't taken anything, or I did not even take the tea, the mother's milk tea or anything like that. I just started smelling like maple syrup, and it was just out of the blue. So, yeah. Anywho, I don't think I have anything else to really talk about. I know I'm going to get a lot of questions. And of course I encourage that. Like I said, everything went fine. I'm healing up well. I feel the little itchy sensation, so I know I'm healing from the outside. Yeah, no other problems. I do feel a lot tired, and I attribute that to my age. You guys know I had a birthday last month. I'm not gonna say how old I am, but you can message me. But yeah, definitely at my age, having a baby is quite a trip, because I don't know, when I was younger, it seemed like I just kind of bounced back. I bounced back this time, but I have a lot less energy, and I think that's because I'm doing a lot more. I'm more on the go. and dealing with more kids and their schedules. So I think that's that's what's kind of weighing on me this time. But physically, I mean, I feel fine. I get, I sleep, I eat. I'm pretty much happy, just dealing with life and what it has to offer. So, yeah. She gets knocked out. Anywho, like I said, I encourage any moms that want to have cesareans or have babies beyond 3 cesareans, go for it. Don't let the doctor limit you. Don't let your family discourage you. I have a high pain tolerance. Some people, it's the pain they can't deal with. I've never experienced having a difficult cesarean. Even this time, there were no complications. It's just dealing with the issues after the fact. But you know yourself, if you can't deal with pain, if you don't like having to sit still, then that's not the option for you. Stop at 3, 2, whatever floats your boat. But yeah, definitely do not limit. Excuse me. Don't limit yourself based on what your doctor is telling you. It's not impossible to have more. They'll tell you the things like your uterus is thin, there's more chance of uterine rupture. Well, there's that chance in any case, So, defy the odds. I've known people, there's people that had 10, 11, 12 cesareans. It's just surgery, really. So go for what you want and, increase your family how you like. And for me, like I say, at the moment, because of different issues, I have come to a halt with the babies. So, we'll just see what becomes of things later on. But yeah, for the moment, for the next couple of years, I need to get some things on track. Life-wise, personally, I just have to get back on track and, take care of home. Doing it by yourself is not easy by any means. If it's one child or several, it's quite a challenge. And so that's what I have to consider right now. I have to be around for the kids and, having high blood pressure. Like my doctor says, to the point that she's worried I could have a stroke. That concerns me. I don't want my kids to be out and not have anybody to take care of them. So, yeah. I want to thank you guys for all your words of encouragement and for following me, and all my new subscribers. I look forward to talking with you and getting to know you and following your journey as well. I really appreciate you all, and I hope you all know that I'm sincere. I have found a really nice community here on YouTube, and I mean, you guys are really like friends. You like, family. The support, the love, here on Facebook. You guys know, I do share a little more on Facebook than on YouTube, but I pretty much try to give you guys the same thing. It's just slower, but you guys know I'm real. I'm a real life person dealing with real life issues, real life kids. I just have to catch it and keep rolling. So sorry for rambling, but like I said, I haven't been on for a while, and I just want to get this out and let you guys know that I'm doing okay for the most part. Baby girl is doing okay. Family's doing okay. But I will get back with you on an update. I have an update on my son. I have the baby's update. Probably a hodgepodge of, the rest of the family, as well as some other videos coming up shortly. So thanks for bearing with me with this very, very long video. Talk to you guys later. Bye.